Well, I'm Bart Rademacher, and this is Transformational Art at Burning Man. And once again, going live on Facebook, my page, and on Transformational Art at Burning Man page, as well as YouTube. Doing all three, all at the same time. And totally excited about this because what's great is I'm using a whole new platform again and really integrating all the different parts, really within the realm of what's possible at Burning Man, and really giving it due justice because all these artists really deserve that. And so today is another special day because it's all about, what is it that we get to experience at Burning Man? And it's expanding our imagination. And expanding that imagination not only with the creative visions of all these amazing artists out there, but also some of these artists have something really special for us. They're putting us to the test. So it's not just enough to look at something and kind of figure out, okay, what is this really all about? No, but what if there's a puzzle? And so now you have to go to work, and now you're challenged to be actually interacting with this particular puzzle or particular installation. And so the creative genius of Gwen Darling, and I love her nickname, and I'm going to let her share with us what her nickname is, bringing to us something very, very special. But it's even more special because within the essence of all this amazing art, it's that place where we can actually connect with ourselves and connect with a larger community. And how do we do that? Through meditation and prayer. And so Gwen has masterfully put this all together in this beautiful art installation. Gwen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
It's very well deserved, so thank you. So tell us a little bit about what's coming up 2019 August with your installation and what's it called, Puzzles and Prayers, Reinventing the Prayer Wheel. So give us an insight of what this is all about.
Sure. I'm so excited. I received an honorarium from Burning Man. I applied last year in the fall, right after the burn, because while I was out there, I was inspired by all the artwork that's out there. And someone asked me if I had art out there. They asked me if I was an artist. I said, yeah, I'm an artist. And they said, oh, where's your art? And I said, it'll be here next year. And then I started thinking about that, and I said, what, I have to make that happen. I have to give back to this amazing community and share what I have in my heart, because it's the joy of that gathering that really inspires work like this. So Puzzles and Prayers is, like you said, it's an interactive art installation. It has a mindful side and it has a spiritual side to it. So what you're going to find is a steel structure with a roof to shade you from the sun. And when you approach it, you'll see that there's 108 spinning prayer wheels that align in a grid. Instead of traditionally, you might find them in a row or just a large one on its own. This set of prayer wheels has 108 elements, and you can interact with them in a traditional way by spinning them and focusing on an intention, a wish, a dream, a hope, or you can be mindful about it and you can solve a puzzle on each side of the piece. So there's two puzzles to solve.
So talking about puzzles, are they difficult puzzles? I don't know if everyone is great at puzzles. I do these crossword puzzles all the time, and I particularly pick the easy ones because the hard ones are just too frustrating.
Well, there will be a few clues to help you solve the puzzle. So if you need a little push or shove to get you going, if you just kind of observe the different elements of the piece, then it might give you a clue where to begin. I am making one side mostly black and white and the other side in full color. But the clue will be you'll have to be mindful to notice which side gets the right puzzle, because if you turn it all one way, you might find it doesn't work. So there'll be clues, and I hope people will discover that and take the time.
But here's the most important question: is there actually an answer key somewhere?
There's no answer key. Okay. The wheels are going to be so beautiful. I don't want to say that in a pig-headed kind of.
Oh no! You can no, please. Just tell us how wonderful it is already, because
they're going to be so beautiful, because I've been practicing for the last 5 years to refine this painting technique, and I use flowers and leaves to make all the marks. So all the marks are going to be flowers, petals, leaves, and it's just inherently so beautiful. I hope people feel to wipe the dust off and just discover all this amazing detail, all the veins of the leaves, and there's chrysanthemums, there's just countless petals in each flower. So just be welcome to explore the beauty of nature in a place where there really isn't any flowers. Right. So it'll be our little garden in the desert.
Yeah, how cool is that? You're bringing nature into a desolate area, and that again is a metaphor almost, for our own personal expansion. Finding the beauty, within that space. And so, but I'm looking at some of your artwork right now, which we see behind you. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. So I'm so excited. I just started painting this week. I've been throwing these are the prayer wheels that'll be installed in the steel structure. There's 2,000 pounds of clay that I formed by myself over the past 3 weeks. I'm feeling really strong. And so behind me you see the beginnings of the black and white side of the mural. There's still another 3 rows and 2 more rows that'll go on the side. So it's still growing as I fire the pots. They're all drying in this Reno heat.
So
probably too fast, but.
Are you doing this all on your own? I mean, are you getting any help? I know Peter Hazel was there apparently, and he had never done any pottery, but are you doing this all entirely on your own?
The ceramic part I have mostly done myself.
Okay.
I have some volunteers, and they come over, and bless them, they feed me, they help me do dishes, they're helping me maintain some normalcy as I work 14-hour days doing the clay. It's one of the most ancient art forms, forming clay and firing it, but there's some finesse required. There's chemistry involved. I practiced for many, many years before I could even trust that I could fire my own work. So I'm really not having the volunteers dive into the clay work.
Right.
I do have a whole volunteer team. I'm so happy to have them. They're all building the steel structure, which I have no idea
how
to do that. And I have volunteers. I have a volunteer in LA. He's making these beautiful drums that will hang in the eaves of the A-frames on the legs. So I have this wonderful group. There's about 8 of us in the core, and bless my friends that come over and just keep me hydrated and make me stop for working for a moment and go outside and sit under a tree or something. So it's I can't take all the credit, but I do know that the actual forming and painting of the clay is something that I wanted to personally do myself. It's such a gift to be able to wake up in the morning and just kind of have a clear schedule, nothing but art until I drop. So that's how my summer's been going so far. Art until you drop.
That's awesome. What an amazing gift that you get to give us, and it must be pretty heartwarming having all these people help you out and participating in the energy and the prayer and the meditation of all this, because all of that counts, right?
It does. It's really special. I put a call out. I'm new to this area. My studio right now is in Reno, and I'm pretty new to this area. So when I was looking for volunteers, I just put some Facebook requests out. I think I joined Reno Burners page, and there were such a great response. People that really felt like they wanted to participate, because they maybe, some people said they didn't have enough, money or resources to make something of their own. Right. So they just wanted to get their hands dirty. Right. Other people came and they said, I really resonate with these prayer wheels. Like, I went to Nepal and it was like this amazing shift in my life to like be in a holy place. And I was like, all right, everyone kind of came with this different energy, or why, a different reason why they wanted to participate. And I'm just soaking it all up, because it's, part of wanting to be a public artist or make something that's interactive is because I enjoy that interaction so much, like hearing other people's ideas and listening to their heart, what makes them tick. So getting this grant and being able to facilitate so many people getting to get involved has just been, right. It's been part of the dream, for sure.
I guess that's really is something that totally distinguishes the art at Burning Man, is that whole interaction. Because I'm sure as well, just you thinking about it and having people, come into your space, into your studio, and you're probably dancing with their energies and their flows, and your art's probably different from one day to the next, and how wonderful is that? I mean, it's just like a big experiment of possibility.
I heard about prayer wheels. Sorry for stuttering. I'm kind of a hermit. I'm in my basement most days, so excuse me. I'm really nervous and excited. But so I started making these prayer wheels and puzzle pieces. First, I started making cubed pieces for people to interact with, and each one of the cubed installations have 4 puzzles, and then I wanted to make them. I wanted to make them fit closer together, so I started making these wheels, and they're round. And I have a dear friend. He's 73 years old. He's from Nepal, and he said, Gwen, you're making prayer wheels. And I said, no, Baba, I'm not making prayer wheels. I'm making puzzles. And he's like, no, you're making prayer wheels. And then I was like, prayer wheels? What's a prayer wheel? And I started looking it up, and I was like, I'm making prayer wheels. This is so cool. I just got really excited, and I wanted to know what these like Sanskrit mantras were on the wheels, and what the inspiration. They're all over Asia. What is the significance of the prayer wheel? And so I Googled prayer wheels, and I just started. It was like voraciously watching all these YouTubes and reading everything I could find, and right. And it was just so in alignment with where I feel like what I feel like I can do with my work in terms of gifting the world. So if people don't know where prayer wheels originated, they are about a 2,000-year-old tradition.
Right.
And so there's a wheel, and on the outside is a mantra, and on the inside is a scroll where the same mantra is written thousands, sometimes millions of times by monks. And so the monks decided that at the time there was a huge illiterate population, and people didn't know how to read the mantra. So they decided to make this this talisman, and when you spin it, you're literally giving it energy, and it's just as powerful by pushing the wheel as if you were to chant and chant and chant. So every time someone spins the wheel, in that tradition, you spin it counterclockwise. These prayer wheels aren't going to be so specific because I think that it's just energy, and so they're just sending the prayers spiraling outward as you spin them, and
what's awesome about that, and it's all about energy, and I'm in the medical field, and I love art, and I love people, I love humanity, and all of it's just energy, and it's so subliminal that we never really understand, but we sense it, we feel it, and as you're describing this, rotating, these wheels, and I'm already getting the sense of this energy that you've put in, and all those people have put in, and our ancestors have put in, and your Nepal friend has put in, and his stories, that that is something that radiates out there when we get to experience that, and that must be a really awesome gift that you are then now giving. I'm sure you're feeling that inside of you, kind of imagining what it's going to be like when people go up and start receiving that. I mean, that's big.
Thank you. As the project progresses, I keep getting more and more interested in the interactivity. How are people going to learn and play and discover and pray and all these different things? How am I going to protect them while they discover these mysteries and this ancient magic? And one of the things that evolved later in the game was that I decided that I wanted to collect prayers from people. At first I thought I would write some mantra on the outside, or maybe just have maybe some different things written from different languages. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe I make the prayer wheel a vessel, and so each wheel has a slot, an opening where you can write your own prayer and place it in a wheel. And then throughout the festival, throughout our lifetime, every time someone interacts with that wheel and they're pushing it and they're sending your wish energy, we hope that everything just manifests quicker for everybody, just expedited wishes.
Well, I'm sure it will. No, I'm sure it will, because within us there's this natural intuition to go in a certain direction in life, but we're not necessarily always aware of it, and connecting with other energies helps us accelerate that path moving forward. And some of us do it very consciously, and that's the work that I've been doing for myself, but others just intuitively with the help of the work that you do. And I think, wow, that's a wonderful thing. I can't wait to experience it. So as you're slowly wrapping up, I just want to hear from you. I mean, how many times have you been to Burning Man now?
I think this is my 10th burn.
Oh wow.
I kind of stopped counting, but I've been to Burning Man since 2009 was my first year. I was waiting until I got out of art school because Burning Man always falls on the first week of college, and so I couldn't go. I loved college, and I was probably in there for a lot longer than I should have been. But I decided the year that I graduated that I would go and experience Burning Man, and I've been pretty hooked. I think I only missed Burning Man once since then because of a jealous boyfriend. So he had to go. That was a sign. That was a sign. If your partner doesn't want you to go to Burning Man, then maybe that's a sign.
Shame on him. Shame on him. So what is Burning Man for you?
Burning Man for me is my week for freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe in their tenements of radical self-reliance and inclusion and interactivity. I go as a participant, and whether that means I go and I just offer a listening ear to someone who's having a meltdown, which happens a lot out there, then that's great. Or just getting to have a week. I camp all alone. Everyone thinks I'm nuts.
Yes, you are.
I I love to camp by myself. I camp all the way on the outskirts, the last of the last row, and I enjoy the sunsets out there so much. So I'll go back to my tent at sunset to put on some warm clothes and have some tea and some food, and I'll watch the sun with nothing but the desert and the mountain between me and the beautiful sunset. It's so colorful out there and gorgeous, and I can see it on my eyelids when I just try to pull it up, because it's one of the happiest places for me to just know that I'm here on this earth for joy and freedom. And what a healthy environment to really fully experience yourself, and the randomness, the random miracles that happen in a place like that. It's so beautiful. I love it. I love Burning Man.
That's really well said, and I love that word freedom. It's that freedom to be ourselves, and that our freedom to allow our thoughts and our imaginations and our energy and our love just to go free and
Yeah.
just experience the world. And there's a favorite word that I have in all the work that I do as well, is just being undefended. It's in that defended place that we deal with the real world out here, and with technology and people and all sorts of stuff. And that's the nicest and coolest place to be. Finding our own peace is being undefended. And it sounds like you're getting that on the periphery of Playa. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I love that people go out there and they just to play, and they'll put on a costume and become a totally different character and just allow themselves to drop all their defenses, allow them to shift into a new character, letting that identity go. I think it's really important for us as adults to keep playing and be playful and experience all these different aspects of ourselves, because there are so many aspects, and there's nothing wrong, to me, there's nothing wrong with being able to shift that. If you have to wear a suit and tie to work every day, and you have to always kind of uphold this certain character, I feel like it's important, at least for like 1 week out of your year, to just kind of take that tie off and see who you can become without it, if you just let everything guide you, and just following your bliss, hopefully in a healthy way, because out there it can get a little wild. But even without drugs and alcohol, you just see people unfolding, letting go of who they thought they were, and allowing themselves to transform into something more universal. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. So I really want to thank you for tonight, Gwen. It's just
Thank you.
Super excited to see your artwork and feel the energy and the mantras, and I think it's going to be fun adding prayers and everything else. And one of the most important things for me, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and as I kind of jokingly say, look, I'm not going to be cooking out there, and I'm not going to be handing out drinks. This is my gift for the playa.
Yes.
And and I think it's really important for all of us to get an insight of you and all the other artists, because it's such a shame where we see this amazing work and we don't get to hear the whole story. And so this is my gift to the playa. But also wanting to do a shout out to anyone listening, is to how we can actually support you and help you. And so is there anything that you specifically need, or particular need? And one thing that I like to remind everyone, all these artists, they spend so much time and money and put aside their own work and jobs to earn money. And so it's important for us to be able to support you. Do you have a crowdfunding source that you've set up and things like that?
Um, I, I really do need help with the technology side. If anybody wanted to help me with that, that'd be great. Um, I, yeah, no, unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to collect donations. I applied for a couple grants and I received one. So thanks to the deoxidized camp for that. I would love for people to send me flowers to paint with. That would be super helpful, and I know that's probably a silly request, but I need tons of flowers. I go picking around my neighborhood, and I call myself the petal poacher. So if you're missing some daylilies from your yard, I'm sorry.
Well, here's this thing. I mean, this is a global phenomenon, so I'm sure there's people from all over the world that are coming to Burning Man. So, anybody listening in, send her some flowers. So all I need from you is that put it under the we can put a message underneath this or links, addresses where people can send things. Write down, what we can help you with. And in fact, if anybody can, write down too that if somebody can help you with technology, or even with a crowdfunding source to help you as well, So
Beautiful.
Just put your list of things, after on this video, or
Sure.
within a few, and then I'm sure there's somebody out of 70,000 or 100,000 burners coming along that can help you out.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much.
So once again, I'm Bart Rademacher, and this is Transformational Art at Burning Man, bringing you the insights and the stories and the trials and tribulations, the victories and the defeats, but most importantly, the magic behind all the artists. I'm talking to Gwen Darling. And any last words you want to share with us, Gwen?
I hope all your wishes come true. Come find me out by the temple. I think we're going to be installed. So come find us. Bring some prayers, do some sound healing, and let's all metamorphose together.
I love it. And then following this, there's a short video. Travis Kossel, great photographer, great work. So watch this, and I'll be right back with you, Gwen.
Thank you.